Hi, Transition Room friends. How is everybody? I hope you're enjoying our insect, arachnid, and bug week. I chose to do a project on the ant today. We see them all the time in the garden, on our driveways, on the sidewalks, those little ant hills. So I thought, let's do a project on them. So the ants that we're seeing, there's lots of different types, but I was going with the traditional black ant called the black garden ant or the common black ant. So there's some interesting facts about them. We don't always like them around, but they're actually pretty cool. When you go into further and get more information on animals, they're so cool. Spiders, honeybees, ants, they do amazing things. You don't want them around all the time. You don't want ants in your pants or anything like that, but they're pretty cool. So I wanted to go over a couple cool facts of the black garden ant. I wrote them here so I wouldn't forget all of them. So they are social creatures, just like you guys and like myself. They live in a colony, which is kind of like a town, like the towns that we live in. And there's one queen. She's kind of like the ruler of the town. She lays all the eggs, and then she has worker ants. She has, protector ants that are guard, that are all soldiers. And she also has, within the worker ants, they have different jobs. Some worker ants take out the trash, just like you can do for your family. And some other worker ants forage for food, which means find food and bring it back to the colony. And then they have like the soldier ones, which are protectors. And she is the ruler of all. And so that's in the colony. And it has a lot of worker ants because it takes a lot of work to make a colony. There's hundreds, sometimes there's thousands, depends on each colony. So the other fact is they don't have ears. I actually didn't know that until I read the book. So they don't have ears, and what they do have, like vibration. Do you ever hear a fan if you push it up against a wall by accident? You might have a little fan in your room, and you're like, what is that noise? And it's a vibration. It's the wall kind of taking the fan going around and round and round and round. Or a drum. I don't know if you can hear this. But so they don't have ears. What they do have are sensors. We did the 5 senses. So you could probably guess they have sensors to feel. They have sensors on their feet. They have sensors on their knees. And it helps them feel the vibrations. Say if you're walking by, they're like, oh, I feel that person walking by. I might go that way. It seems to me that they always come towards me, but but they feel that vibration of something, an animal or a person, something walking by them. They also have antennae. They have 2, which help them feel around. That helps them more get food. It helps them feel around their environment. And they have little hairs on their body. Our hairs are long. They have little hairs. We also have little hairs that you might not see. They're on us. But their hairs help them feel the environment around them, what's going on. So they don't need their ears because they have so many of these sensors. The other fact is they're super strong. They can lift 50 times or more their own weight. That's like me lifting 50 times my weight. I don't think I could do that. They're small, but That's a lot. 50 times their own little weight. So they're really strong. And one other thing that's really cool, they have 2 stomachs. One is for themselves, say if they want to eat a little something, it's for them. The other one is to share food with others. Say if they got some food and they bring it back to the colony, and they're going to share it with their friends and family. That's pretty cool. So we were going to do a project today, and I have some stuff. I like to get creative and use stuff around my house. So currently, my son loves Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and who doesn't? So I'm using the box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch only because I wanted a stronger background, because the paper is pretty thick on the boxes of cereal. You can, if you have paper at home, I have some, but not too much. There's always things that you can repurpose in your house. I love repurposing things. I like those yogurt jars that you can repurpose into paint jars. Jason made me a candle out of one of those once. Not a real flame, just not a real flame, but a candle holder, a tea light they're called. You put a battery in it. But out of those glass yogurt containers, that's repurposing. I love doing that. So I'm going to cut this. Whoops. Try to cut this fast for you guys. Cut this Cinnamon Toast Crunch box, and this is pretty much, this is a treat cereal, I call it, because it's pretty sweet. Okay, so I made my background. Okay. And then I had some paper that was really good paper, but we tried to rip it out of the notebook and it got a little bit more ripped. So I'm also going to cut this. I just want a little bit of a smoother edge. I think you can always use newspaper. I actually think that looks kind of cool if you do a project on newspaper, if you have it around. Cut it a little bit more. And all the stuff going around, don't worry, I'm going to clean up. Operation Cooperation. That's for sure. Okay, I think that's good. So I cut a couple pieces of paper, but I only need one for now. And this. So I have a glue stick, and I'm going to glue that on. This is a really big one. And I have a little one too. Remember we use those? Everyone loves the purple. So I'm going to put it around the edges in hopes that it stays really well, because I am pretty low on liquid glue. That is something I may need to get more of. It's okay though. So put it all around the edges. You could even put it in the middle too. I'll put a little bit in the middle in hopes that it sticks. And I'm going to place it on my background. I just want to be strong, just in case if you want to hang it up or if you want to put it somewhere, it doesn't get flimsy. And I'm going to pat, spread, so it sticks. So it sticks. Okay. So now we have our background. I'm going to put the cover on my glue so it doesn't dry out. And I'm going to make an ant. A black garden ant. That is on my paper. You could do it a few different ways. And also if you have the pipe cleaners at home, you could use those for their legs. I don't have any pipe cleaners, so I'm not going to use that, but you could totally use those. Those are really cool to make insect legs. I have a few different things. I have some black paint. I have paint sticks. I have a brown and a purple, kind of dark. I don't have a black one, and it's okay because ants can be different colors all over the world. And then I have a black marker. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the head out of a marker, and then I'm gonna do the body parts out of the paint because the paint needs time to dry, but I wanted to do a face. Even if you have those googly eyes at home, you could use those. Those are cool. I don't have any here, so I'm gonna make my own eyes, or if you have some white paint after your black paint or whatever color you choose dries, you could put the white on top and then put the black eyes on it. So there's lots of different ways you could do it. So first off, ants have 3 body parts. They have the head, they have the thorax, and then they have the abdomen. They have 6 legs, and they have 2 antennae. So I'm going to start with my head. And again, I'm using the marker because I don't have, time in the video for the paint to dry. But you can certainly do that at home. So let's see. I'm going to make sure I have room. I'll make my circle. And if your circles are kind of like a little oval, that fits their body type perfectly as well. So it could be an oval or it could be a circle, whatever you want. So I have my head, and I'm going to make my eyes. It's just a little circle. Right there. There's my, I'll call my little guy. I'll make a boy one. This is my little guy. Oh. Paint chips. More paint chips. Okay, let's see. My finger. And I'm just, wow, okay. It looks like this paint got mixed with a different color because it's not coming out so black. It's like a black greenish, but that's okay. And so I'm just taking my finger and I'm going around in circles. Going around, I start from the middle and I'm going around, and that's great. So I'm gonna do that again. Now I'm gonna make the abdomen. I just made the thorax, I made the head and the thorax, and now I'm making the abdomen. My finger. There's more paint. Let's get it on. There you go. I better not go around my house touching stuff. Creative, yet messy. And the family might not be so happy. Okay, trying to get the most off if I can, but is what it is. So I'm going to put a cover on my paint. Always put the cover on because if we knock it over or if it dries out. There we go. So here's my little ink guy. I'm going to color in his face. I want to make him smiling, but see if I can do that darker. If I do this, the marker a little bit lighter, I can make him have a smiley face because he's a happy guy because it's spring and it's nice out. And I think this worker ant, well, he'll be a forager. He is getting the food for the colony. So he's happy about that. And maybe he takes a couple bites of food on the way because he has 2 stomachs. So maybe he takes a couple little bites for snack. So he's happy. When this dries, I might make a dark smile. Made it. Let's see if you can see it. Can you see the smile? Yeah, you can see the smile. He's a happy guy. And so now, we have the 3 parts of the body, the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Now we're going to make the antennae. So we're going to make 1. They could be straight up. They could be pointing towards something. Make a scene. Have your aunt doing something. Or maybe you could be the queen ant with her little babies. So cute. What else do I need? I need my legs. I need my 6 legs, 3 on each side. Okay, let's make my ant. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So cute. Then I'm gonna do them on the other side. 1, 2, 3. So all together, let's make sure that's connected. Okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 legs on my black garden ant. Okay, so we have our ant. Now let's create our scene. Do you ever see outside anthills? They look like little sand piles. And I always wondered why. Where are they going? Why is this little pile of sand there? And so what it is, when I research, you can look in a book or online. If you ever have a question or wonder about something, ask your family and check it out. Get the information. So the pile of sand with the little hole in the top where they go in, that's like an entryway to their colony. So they can't lift huge, I mean, they're really strong, but for their mandibles, which is their mouth or their jaws, it's hard for them to lift bigger rocks. They can do it on their back, but with the mouth, it's a little bit harder if it's like a big rock. So they can use sand, sticks, all of that stuff. So what they do is they dig and they make tunnels. So what you see on the top it's just a little bit. And you go inside and it would be like a maze. There would be a whole different tunnels going different areas. A queen would be in one. So when they go in that hole and they dig, all of that sand or whatever you're seeing that forms a little mountain, that is their trash. That is what the worker ants who take out the trash, that's what the trash is. And they pile it up like that so it doesn't come back into their colony. So it'll roll down. So they kick it down so it's out of the colony. And all of that sand is from when they dig it up. So we're gonna make a sand anthill. You can, if you've already gone to the beach or if you have some play sand in your backyard, I wouldn't recommend taking the sand from an anthill because maybe the soldier ants will get alarmed and come out and want to protect their colony and their queen and the babies. So I would suggest what I'm going to use some kinetic sand, just a little bit, because I've gone to the beach, but I didn't collect any sand. I collected some rocks. So I have some kinetic sand. And we need some glue. I'm going to try to use the last of my liquid glue because I think that would work better. But if not, I would try to use my glue stick. Okay, so I'm going to take this. If you have sand in your backyard, or if you want to make it, because they do use it out of whatever they're digging in, little sticks, maybe a little dirt or mulch, you could do that too. Sometimes mulch has stuff in it, so I would ask your family about that, but I think sand is the right way to go, and it's something I see all the time. I see more sand. So if you have a teeny bit of kinetic sand, and you don't need a lot. I mean, look at this. This is not a lot. We don't need buckets of sand, just a little bit. If you have a little cup that you could take. So I'm going to make a hill. I'm going to make a little anthill. Oh, I'm low on glue. Oh no. We might have to try the glue stick. Got a little bit out. I know your hands might get sticky, so keep a wipe nearby or a wet rag and just right by you, and then afterwards you can wash your hands. So I was able to get the last bit of glue out. That's really cool. I'm going to spread it around. See if you can see. I'm going to spread it around just like this. That's what I'm doing with one finger. Whatever you want to do, so it's nice and smooth. Okay, so here's my smooth. Do you see that? There you go. There's my smooth anthill. I'm gonna wipe this off. Might even be a good idea to have like a little piece of paper to wipe your hand off, depending on what you're doing. And I'm gonna take my kinetic sand, just a little bit, or whatever sand you're using. And I'm going to sprinkle it on the glue. So kinetic sand, as you know, sticks together, which is fun, but sometimes for projects like this, it's tricky. So you're going to have to spread it a little bit with like a light finger, just and spread it. I think natural sand might work a little better, but I am making do, and I think this looks pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more because I actually made a big anthill. This is a big colony. I made a big anthill. And you could make one right in the middle so you could see the whole thing. You could draw a hole to make that like the little entrance. There's so many things you can do. I love seeing your work. You guys get so creative. You're great artists. Okay. Now I've got some. Oh, I just stuck myself to the paper. Okay. So here is my anthill. So he's climbing up the hill. There's another side to it, but I only did the one side. So here's my anthill. I'm holding it up. A teeny bit fell off, but I would let it dry a bit. But here's my guy. What should I name him? Let me know on our next, our snack and chat. Our snack and chat, what should name my little guy? He's a worker ant. He gets the food. I'm gonna write ant on top too. If I can. My hands are so messy. I didn't take my own advice. I don't have a wipe or a wet cloth. So next time I should do that. So I'm gonna write A, N, T. Ant. Such a cool insect. Ant with his anthill, working hard for his queen. I hoped you liked that project, guys. I can't wait to see what you do. You could add some grass, sun, blue sky, whatever you want. I can't wait to see it. I miss you always, and I hope you have a wonderful day.